So why did I boost? I think it was funny more than anything.
Why? I did it because I thought it was just a big you to the system, to be honest with you.
Used to love boosting back in the day. Most of the time it wasn't even for camos or anything like that.
We were 15 I guess at the time and just enjoyed being pricks for the most part.
Let's do this.
Many of us, if you're old enough, we look back on Modern Warfare 2 as the peak of Call of Duty. From the quick scoping trick shots,
nothing can make you do
No! Dude, I just saw you do that! I just saw you do that! No way! No way!
all the way to the pre-match chat lobbies where you would discuss strategy.
What do you want me to Look at you just said prestige! Said prestige, you fucking said prestige! Huh? Tell me what to fucking use! Huh? Tell me what to use!
All of these memories are cherished forever. But one particular thing we did back in the day outshines all of these things. This was boosting, or in other words, cheating. And I reached out to some old friends, some I have not spoken to in over 10 years, just to simply ask them about the good old days and what they remember about boosting. But what is boosting? How did it work? Well, in Modern Warfare 2, there was a little item you can unlock at level 11, a tactical insertion. This allows you to place a flare on the ground, and when you die, you would spawn where the flare was placed. It all sounds fairly innocent. But what if you and your buddy, you decide to exploit this? To cheat your way through the challenges, getting all the headshots required to unlock the gun camos, and showing off to all your friends you've got a call sign that shows you've managed to call in 10 nukes in separate games, which require a 25 kill streak each to begin with. But what's worse, what if this method of cheating was not done for in-game rewards, but for the real-life satisfaction of trolling random people online?
We had all the camos that we wanted for all the guns that we wanted to use. We had full camo for all of them. We did it just for fun.
But yeah, I don't know, like when maybe a few of the other folk kind of went offline, like later on at night, we'd end up just boosting for the sake of it to annoy other people more than anything, I think.
Everyone was trying to work hard, trying to get 10th prestige, whereas you could just work your way around it. I liked the ripping the piss into people that were actually playing the game properly, and then they turn around and they find out someone's boosting or someone's kill streak's going up very quickly, and all of a sudden a nuke gets dropped. So I really enjoyed that.
In order to boost, you would typically need to do this in a free-for-all, but you can't queue up with your friends in a free-for-all. But this is solved very easily. Simply join your friend's session in progress while they are queuing for the game, and about 3 out of 4 times you're going to end up in the same game. And now, all you need to do is find a spot where you can shoot each other in the head undisturbed.
Boosting hotspots, there was quite a few of those as well. You got the main easy ones and you had to start getting a bit smarter with them because people obviously started to know where they were.
I can't even remember half the name of the maps, to be honest with you. I like the obvious places. There were certain places that you could go that were just in, like, a hidden site. I remember there was one map, it was quite small, and there was like a crane, and I remember Alice and I were boosting on top of the crane once.
We had stuff like in the map quarry, there was a place where you could jump up onto one of the bricks. We called that one Bernard's house, as an ode to someone that we went to school with.
Derail, that was a pretty big one. There was like tons of spaces on that one, but I think there was a bit up in the office, and there was a bit, if you kind of went to the centre of the map, I'm sure there was like a bit that was like nobody went up towards the edge of the map and you could just sit in there, a bit like Wasteland. I think there was a few maybe like that.
Boosting was an art, and back in the day, we were boosting artists who would paint the scorecards with 30 kills, no deaths, and a nuke at the end of the game, as a sign of our cooperative victory.
Most of the time we were just doing it because it was funny, and we liked hearing people raging in chat when they saw the final kill cam of us just hiding in a bush somewhere, shooting one another in the head.
I just thought one of my favourite things was just when people found out that people were boosting, they were so pissed off about it, screaming, calling you a massive that was one of my favourite ones.
Yeah, I don't know, I think it was just like people got proper raging at it if you managed to do it. And then obviously people kind of wised up and they'd come out actually looking for you, so it created its own game in itself.
We had a couple of accounts to do it too. We used to use those when you got those 2-week free passes in the game boxes.
Any tricks? Honestly, Alistair probably knows the most. Alistair used to make fake profiles as well, actually. So then it was purely just a profile just for him to get killed.
We used to use those to make new accounts. We had one called Boostin' Houston.
Then yeah, we created fake accounts. So I think every Xbox got like 3 1-month trials with it, so you could create like your original one obviously, and then you got like 2 extra free months basically, and you could just boost on it for a month. So we'd use one account, and then once that had burnt up its free trial, we'd move on to the next one, and we obviously had like 7 different people with 7 different Xboxes, so we had like different months, and then yeah, every now and then there'd be like a free weekend of gold. You had the other accounts, you just bombard it, and then you could log out and then give them the password for it. They'd then log in and use it. So yeah, I think I've still got them on my current Xbox account. I've never deleted them. I don't really use it anymore, but yeah, I think I've still got Boostin' Houston, Get It Filed.
We had one called Get It Filed, because people used to file reports to us. We had a couple of other ones with some pretty unacceptable names too, but yeah, really had some fond memories just boosting, getting people raging and just having some fun with the boys.
The throwaway profiles, they were our attempt to have an account where you would not need to worry about your kill-death ratio, which back in the day was a badge of honour. Because if you ended up boosting all the time, getting 0 kills, 25 deaths, this is going to stack up on our leaderboards, except for our friend Scott, who was too shit at the game to care. But where he lacked quick reflexes, he made up with the sheer willpower to boost a nuke in any map.
Somehow managed to boost a nuke on Rust twice, I think. I think it was in consecutive games actually.
I think the person who was best at boosting the game was Scott, mainly because he was so shit at the game. He couldn't really shoot straight or anything like that. He needed to boost in order to do the challenges.
And then who was the best at boosting? So I'd probably say it was me. It was kind of a knack to it. I think I was generally pretty good at it. Scott was pretty good as well, although he was pretty rubbish at the rest of the game. So that was probably why he wanted to boost so much.
I swear he used to just go home and sit there and think about the most effective places to boost and the most secret spots. He must have spent so much time in private lobbies just boosting or finding boosting spots.
And then I think he liked playing the game normally, but he was still pretty good at boosting. And I think he found it pretty funny as well, winding folk up. So I'd say 3 of us used to be, me and Scott were probably the worst to be fair though.
One of my favourite fake profiles was Finners209, an homage to my own gamertag Finners208. What made Finners209 so interesting was its stats on the global leaderboard. Now bear in mind, before you can actually begin boosting, you would need to be at least level 11 for a tactical insertion. So you would still need to do a bit of levelling up before you start boosting. And Finners209, on the global leaderboards, he had a very impressive 0.09 kill-death ratio. However, he had a max recorded kill streak of 56. This was very impressive, and it shows that there was another trick that we used to do sometimes, which again, it was joining a session in progress instead of queuing up in the lobby. If you do this, there's a chance you might end up in the opposite team if you're doing a domination or a team deathmatch. And so, when 4 of us are in one team, and Finners209 is on the other, which I forgot who was controlling him at the time, it was a perfect opportunity to get quad collateral headshots and of course a cheeky nuke at the end to top it off. And with it being a domination game, there was no threshold of kills that would end the game, so we were able just to accumulate kill after kill after kill, and eventually we just called it 56.
When you start off a game, don't start boosting straight away. You'd wait a couple of minutes, because if you do start boosting straight away, people look at the score and they notice that you're doing it. Whereas if you wait a couple of minutes, don't get any kills, just even let yourself die, it makes everyone else think that the game's a genuine game.
I think a good boosting tip is that you need to have the right kill streaks on. You need to have Harriers at 7 kills, Chopper Gunner at 11, and you need to have that tactical nuke at 25 kills. Because when you get to 29 kills, you call in your tactical nuke, and that means you can kill more people. So in the free-for-all, usually it would end after 30 kills. But if you call in your nuke when you were on 29, you could kill your friend just like 1 or 2 more times, as well as killing everyone else in the lobby with the nuke, so you could end the game with like 37, 38 kills instead of just the 30 kills.
Yeah, and then at the end of the game, you'd go, once you get to like 25 kills, you'd go back into the game and then you'd start winding everyone up again. Then you could still get the last 4 kills and go up to 29, and then call in the nuke, and then that's when you'd probably call in your like Halo helicopter and stuff, and it would just start obliterating the map basically. At that point, you'd end up with like 40 kills, which was probably not supposed to happen, but we somehow managed it.
I'm sure there was like different combinations of like what you could have. Like there was the one where you could be you weren't able to be seen on the map, or there was one where you were constantly seeing who was on the map. And I think there was a perfect way of, if I had the one where I couldn't be seen on the map, Alistair would have the one that he could see everything that was happening on the map.
Sometimes, like if you had like 2 people, you could sit with like 2 people with a tactical insertion down. So you'd have one person just like rapid fire 2 people in the head basically, and yeah, you'd get a nuke after about 2 minutes. It would be like rapid, which annoyed a lot of people. How you could have one on watch, so someone would be sitting protecting them while they boosted.
Boosting was a game in itself. It became suspenseful and tense, especially when you knew people were hunting you down because they wanted to put a stop to it. Boosting in Modern Warfare 2 is an experience I will never get to relive. Unlike some old games you can pick up again, the boosting zeitgeist was a fire that burned bright, but very quickly, and the period of 2009 to 2010 will be cherished forever. I really appreciate those old friends who were happy to reconnect and provide their insights to a period that they seem to remember fondly as well. The best times are only realised when they're gone. It's not about the destination, but how many people you can piss off when you're 15 years old, and I can safely say we pissed off more than most.
But maybe you just kind of get bored of playing the same maps over and over, and we ended up just doing that for fun, because most of us didn't need like to rank up or anything. Like you could do that in your own time. Maybe apart from Scott, he wasn't exactly the best, but we still kind of got there. But yeah,
My KD definitely took a beating, but yeah, it is what it is. It was pretty fun.
I don't know, why would you put a tactical insertion in a game if you don't want people to boost? I mean, it's a bit of a stupid thing to go about starting, but
We had the realisation when you're quite young that it doesn't matter how hard you try, man. It's about how much you can work the system as much as possible and try work to your advantage. People try and try and try and try, but then you got people that cheat it all the time and they end up on top. And even though it's not legit, they still are on the same level as those that tried. So